It's an early season matchup worthy of postseason hype. Carly Nevis with you live at East West Stadium. Today, WVU and now former defensive coordinator Vic Koenig mutually agreeing to part ways. This stemmed from an in-house investigation. Okay, so it's not quite LeBron going back to Cleveland, but in Fairmont, it's the next best thing. Former Polar Bears standout Zion Dobbs is coming home. A national stage and a national statement made. That's what number 22 West Virginia did today as they upset number 2 Ohio State 67-59 here in Cleveland at the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. I was practicing earlier. It was kind of like 50-50, so hopefully we could get this. Let's try it out, Chris. If you're missing the sport of basketball right now, grab a ball and dribble it. Softball or baseball, have a catch from 6 feet apart. And now it's time for them to make their march ahead to Wayne Jamison Field. Abby, the senior, lets them go. Abby, take it away. This is Tanner Boatwright's chosen profession.
This is our airway kit.
Paramedic for the Randolph County EMS. Or did it choose him?
I'd been through something so traumatic and done medical aid on myself. So whenever I thought about going into EMS, being able to do medical aid on somebody else, I knew that I'd had the mindset for it.
Rewind to Tanner's sophomore year at Elkins High in 2011. After an all-state football season with the Tigers, he went on a fun father-son hunting trip to Tucker County's Pheasant Mountain, which turned out not to be so fun.
A buddy had loaded a rifle and then just walked behind me, and while he's walking behind me, he happened to stumble, and whenever he stumbled, he just happened to pull the trigger. And whenever he pulled the trigger, it caught me in the back of the leg.
Overnight, at 15 years old, Tanner became an above-the-knee amputee on his right leg.
I'm a completely different person. I don't know who I would have been if I had 2 legs. I don't know what I would be doing if I had plans to try to play college football. I was a pretty good athlete, I like to say.
That athleticism did not go away. He hikes, hunts, snowboards, cliff jumps. And his job involves lifting people in and out of an ambulance.
The only thing that I can't do is think of something that I can't do, or maybe outrun like a lion or a tiger or something like that, but you can't do that either. So in my head, I can do anything that anybody else could do.
His headstrong and determined mindset is quite literally supported by his high-tech prosthetic leg. For the past year, Tanner has been used as a test subject by Autobach, the company that develops the most cutting-edge prosthetics on the market. Tanner's new leg is controlled by an app on his phone called Cockpit. The leg has 6 different modes. Right now, he's in basic mode, but if the EMS gets a call and he has to hop in the front seat of the ambulance, he switches to driving mode, and he's off and ready to go.
I've met a couple amputees on the job, and they're down in the dumps. They don't have their leg yet, and I can explain to them, it does get better. If you get a prosthetic leg and you can work through things, you can function daily just like anybody else can.
If you are an amputee interested in the type of leg Tanner is wearing, it's called the X3. You can find more information at autobachus.com.
Local sports with Carly Nevis. 5 News continues.
When you're escorted into the boxing ring by a pack of soldiers, you know it's about to go down. Fairmont's own Sergeant Cody Wilson after this belt and the welterweight state title against Thomas Miller at the Nathan Goff Armory. In front of a ruckus crowd at the West Virginia Coliseum, the Big O was ready to go. Oscar Shibwe doesn't give up on the play, grabs 2 offensive rebounds in the process for the lane in traffic. WVU up by 4 early. The Falcons opened the second half with some Fairmont fireworks. First, Dale Broadway Bonner slamming it home. Then next play, Shem Golick, no. Isaiah Showtime Sanders, yes, watch ahead. East Fairmont, meanwhile, looking for win number 2 of the season. Panthers strike midway through the first. Levi Burnett is in from 6 yards away. Clay on top, bottom 10. Here he is, the pride of the Black Bears, Kevin Newman, loops one into center field. Francisco Cervelli comes all
all the way home from first base to score. Newman's first walk-off hit of his career. It's a thriller.